Chef Michael was leaning against the railing of the rooftop, watching the trucks line up like a stack of wood waiting to be cut. He took a long drag from his cigarette, releasing the smoke into the quiet night. After a moment of contemplation, he turned back towards the kitchen, ready to prepare for the next orders. But as soon as he stepped into the kitchen, he caught sight of an image that left him stunned, a giant rabbit with large, round eyes staring at him from the other side of the kitchen door. That moment seemed to stretch on endlessly as both of them froze, not knowing how to react. Michael and the rabbit blinked simultaneously, as if to confirm that they weren't dreaming. Chef Michael slowly raised his hand, trying to convey a message of peace. "I'm friendly, do you understand me?" Michael said slowly, hoping that this creature could comprehend. The rabbit's pink nose twitched once, then twice, before letting out an ear-splitting scream that could wake the dead. Michael shook his head, trying to shake off the ringing in his ears and calm the creature down. But all efforts were in vain. At that moment, the bartender and a few truck drivers ran onto the rooftop, searching for the source of the noise. "Got your head, Po," the rabbit screamed, looking around at the faces surrounding it. "Am I really that drunk?" A truck driver muttered, looking annoyed. Michael glanced at the driver with a warning look before turning back to the trembling rabbit. In its soft fur, Michael noticed a small translation device that had fallen out while it was screaming. He retrieved an old translation device that he had been given and placed it in his left ear, then pointed to the one the rabbit had dropped. "Do you understand me now?" Michael asked again. "Yes, are you going to eat me?" the rabbit asked, its voice shaking. "No, we don't eat sentient beings here," Michael replied, turning to the drivers and signaling for them to get back to work. This unexpected encounter opened up a strange and fascinating story between Michael and Gret, a creature from a faraway world. After the situation calmed down, Michael slowly approached the rabbit with a friendly expression. The creature, named Gret, began to recount her journey. She came from Roland, the third colony of her species, and had lost her way to Earth. Michael listened with curiosity and empathy, while sharing stories of other extraterrestrial creatures who had visited his restaurant before. About 2 years ago, we had our first guest from outer space. They were called Goof and came from Baxi, on their way to Dinar. At the same time, a Greyhound bus, a type of ground transportation, broke down with a group of hungry costume fans. Everyone thought it was just a costume until they tried to order food. That's when things got interesting, and Goof gave me this translation device so we could communicate, Michael recounted with a smile. Gret looked at Michael with gratitude and curiosity in her eyes. She wondered if she could trust the kindness of humans. Michael noticed the worry in her eyes and decided to do something to make her feel more at ease. "Are you hungry?" Michael asked, noticing the hunger in Gret's eyes. Gret glanced at the menu on the bar counter and realized most of the dishes were meat-based. She looked at Michael with concern. "Not all of it is meat," Michael said gently and disappeared into the kitchen. A few minutes later, he returned with a glass plate containing a fragrant dish. "One question before, if you don't mind," Michael began, "can your species eat plants that contain alkaloids?" Gret nodded in confirmation. Michael placed the glass plate in front of her. Inside was a colorful arrangement of vegetables in a light red sauce. Gret picked up each slice of vegetable with her fingers, experiencing the new and delicious flavors of the dish. The sauce was rich with subtle sweet notes and flavors she had never experienced before. The vegetables were soft yet firm with just a hint of floral flavor. She savored each bite until only a few drops of sauce remained on the plate. "I take it you liked it," Michael said with a smile. "Do you have more?" Gret requested, her eyes shining. "At home," Michael replied, "we call it ratatouille, a dish from France. This is my recipe." Gret looked at Michael with a tinge of guilt. "Did you bring this here?" "It was my dinner, but I'm glad you enjoyed it so much," Michael said, feeling satisfied to see Gret happy and comfortable. The story of Michael and Gret opened up a new relationship, marking the connection between humans and creatures from distant worlds. This ChatGPT account is exclusively sold on Tafoa MMO, purchase link, Tafoa MMO. Besides that, any other place selling this account is a scam. After enjoying the wonderful meal, Gret felt gratitude and warmth spreading through her heart. Michael had gone out of his way to make her feel comfortable and safe. He gave Gret a clearly marked map so she could continue her journey to her intended destination. "When can I come back to visit you and enjoy more of this amazing ratatouille?" Gret asked with hopeful eyes. "You are always welcome here, Gret. But I need you to keep Earth a secret. We are not yet ready for the world to know about the existence of extraterrestrial beings," Michael said, his eyes sincere. Gret nodded, promising to keep the secret and thanking Michael for his kindness. She accepted the map and prepared to depart. Before leaving, she looked back at Michael, the one who had helped her in a difficult moment and made her feel safe. As Gret left the restaurant and headed towards the correct route, she thought about Michael's kindness and felt a strange joy. Michael had given her the dinner he had prepared for himself, a gesture that she knew was a special show of affection in her species' customs. "Perhaps he doesn't know that action is a marriage proposal in my culture," Gret thought and chuckled softly. The idea of being paired with a human made her curious and excited. She recalled the flavor and texture of the meal, deciding she would return to visit Michael once her work was completed. As Gret merged onto the path leading to Dinar, she thought about the kindness and hospitality of humans. Michael had made her feel at home, and she resolved to return to experience more of these wonderful things. "What's the harm in asking?" she told herself with a smile.